Hello, I'm Sarah Grady Ackerman. Much of Senator Bob Graham's life has been spent writing, from speeches to reports to the famous journals he kept in his pocket. He's now moved into the world of fiction, and his work, titled Keys to the Kingdom, is a bronze medalist in popular fiction in the 2011 Florida Book Awards. Senator Graham joins me now. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
And congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm honored that the Florida Book Award program selected our book as among some very fine novels and children's literature and nonfiction.
Absolutely. Well, it's an honor to talk with you today. And I go ahead and tell us about Keys to the Kingdom. Keys
to the Kingdom is the product of 5 years of writing about a subject that I care about deeply, which is the security of the United States, and particularly the security in this time of terrorism. 40% of this book is true, other than I change the names of living people, but the events and the locales are accurate. The theme of the book is that we are still under threat because persons who are under the direction of the Saudi government are attempting to start another terrorist attack against the United States. I think that the Saudis were deeply involved in 9/11, and I am not beyond informed speculation that they may be still available to be used for future attacks.
Now, I think what's interesting, you said 40% of the book is truth. Why the route of the fiction?
I tried to tell this story first in the final report of the 9/11 congressional inquiry, which I co-chaired. The chapter, 28 pages, about the Saudi role, censored, has not yet been released to the public. I wrote a book called Intelligence Matters in 2004. Parts of that relative to the Saudis was also censored. So a friend of mine who'd been through the same circumstance said the way to around that is to take what you would write in a nonfiction book, give it a plot, create some characters, put the word novel on it, and the standard of censorship will be much lower, and you can get it into print. And that's what Keys to the Kingdom is.
So what has it been like to go from nonfiction to fiction?
It's been very exciting. The writing process was exciting. In some ways it's harder than nonfiction, because with nonfiction you're typically writing about something that has already happened. So you've got the storyline, whereas in fiction you've got to figure out the storyline and the characters and how the characters develop through the course of the novel. But it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. It requires a significant amount of research to write a novel. I have about 3 or 4 pages of acknowledgments of people who've helped me on everything from how do you blow up a jet plane to how do you disguise a nuclear bomb, and those and scores of other aspects of the book were the product of research into those areas.
Wow. Well, speaking of research, when I was researching this book, it seemed like one of the characters in your book bears somewhat of a resemblance to you.
Well, some people have said that. His name is John Billington, and he is a retired U.S. Senator from Florida, but he has 5 daughters, and Adele and myself only have 4, so clearly there's no relationship. But he is I hope the readers will find to be an interesting character who unfortunately is one of the first of several people in the novel to be killed.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, there's no resemblance there.
And one of the interesting parts, I wrote the funeral, which takes place at the Presbyterian Church here in Tallahassee. And then the burial is in the actual place where Adele and I are going to be buried. So I was able to, while still with us, experience my own funeral and last hours.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of fun in doing this, and I imagine it's been liberating for you as well to share some of these things.
To be able to tell what I think is important information to the American people in a way that I believe is hopefully entertaining was a very liberating experience.
Well, and I guess just lastly, what do you hope that your readers take away from this book?
I hope they'll take away first having had an entertaining read. I understand that the purpose of fiction is fundamentally to engage the reader. I also hope the reader will take away some information, much of which will be new to them, that will help them better understand what we've been experiencing over the past decade in the United States and what may be ahead of us in the next decade.
All right. Well, Senator Graham, thank you so much again for joining us, and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Sarah.
The Florida Book Awards are presented annually to recognize, honor, and celebrate the best Florida literature. The program is coordinated by the Florida State University Libraries and co-sponsored by these groups that promote books by and for all Floridians.